We all love fall carnivals, but what about carnival fragrances? I have 20 fall carnival fair type of fragrances to share with you guys today. So if you're a gourmand lover, you are going to want to stick around. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, fragrance, specialized category reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. Okay, yes, hair is kind of carnival-like, right? I did this for a mermaid look, actually, for a collaboration with the fashion brand for a Halloween look. So I was a mermaid and I had that on my Instagram, and I thought, you know what, let's just keep the hair for the carnival video. I think it totally goes, right? So I actually did a video similar to this where it was like amusement park fragrances to wear when you visit an amusement park. I did that at a different time of the year. So I think there's maybe just a couple of repeats in here, but for the most part, these will be newer from that video. And I looked at it just slightly differently. Of course, I'm looking for more fall type of fragrances, but there are a few that snuck in here that aren't necessarily fall, but I do see them at things like a carnival or a state fair, something like that. So definitely some gourmands in here, and I do have 20, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and start with a brand new one for me. This is Maison Gourmand's 10-year anniversary fragrance, so it's supposed to be celebration themed, and this is Confetti Dory, and this is so stinking delicious, you guys. I'm wearing it right now. I wore it all day yesterday. It is basically a French vanilla cake, hazelnut, little tiny bit of citrus at the top fragrance. It does have some rose petals, some sugar. So I mainly get from this though a vanilla, French vanilla cake vibe. So I'm just thinking, you know, do we always see cake at a carnival? I don't know, sometimes. I'm thinking like cake walks. I know carnivals I've been to where the music plays and then you stop and then you get a baked good if you land on a certain number. A lot of times it's a cake, so that's how I'm working it into this video, but I think this is so delicious. If you like a French vanilla cake, you're gonna love this. I say this is a girly birthday party in a bottle, and it's only $25. I'm happy for them and their 10 years of success. So this is my first one. Now my second one is Arabella, actually, and this is Nightcap. So this is the travel size, and if you don't know Arabella for some reason, this is Bella Hadid's fragrance line. And this is actually meant to be sprayed and rubbed in, whereas most fragrances that breaks down and kind of ruins the composition, this one has some oils in it and it's meant to be hydrating on the skin, and you're meant to actually rub together. But Nightcap is, I think it smells like a ginger ale cream soda sort of vibe. So I'm just, do they always have cream soda and ginger ale at the carnival? Maybe some of them do. I think that it works. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw something there like this. So I think this is a very cozy scent. It's very fall, pretty gourmand to me. It does have some vanilla in here, and that ginger gives it a little bit of pep that makes it really smell like a ginger ale. So it almost has a soda bubbly vibe to it because of the ginger. So I think that it counts in this category. Okay, this next one is actually called Carousel. It's by Brown Girl Jane. And you guys, I think this is such a fantastic fragrance. I mean, it was an immediate love for me. I think this smells so high-end niche. It's not that cheap though. A full size is 100, I think 110 at Sephora or on Brown Girl Jane's website. So it's not like it's a cheapy fragrance. It just surprises me that this is at Sephora because of the kind of depth to this. But this is caramelized apple. This has some black currant going on, some spun sugar, but then you have some floral elements, some lily of the valley and some rose in the middle. And then in the bottom, you have some sandalwood and even some cherried leather. It is a very complex fragrance. It kind of smells to me like being in a at a carnival. You've got the caramelized apple going, maybe some like fruity scents from, you know, like fresh squeezed juices and things like that. But then even just that like leather, like I'm thinking like the belt of, you know, like a ride when those are kind of worn in, like leathery, is kind of like at the base of this. So as you get a lot going on in here, and I just think this is beautiful. I think it's complex, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. So I think Carousel, I think what they're going for is that like carnival atmosphere, and then maybe even, you know, like the leather bridle of the horse. I think it's very, very clever. This one is excellent. I highly recommend it if you want something different and unique from a place like Sephora. Okay, this next one here is one of my favorite that I smelled all year long, and it's very affordable. This is Herb and Root a la Mode. This is $25, you guys, for a 50 ml. And this is one of the best gourmands I've ever smelled. It's so delicious. This is pistachio, caramel, salt, musk, vanilla, and it smells unlike any other pistachio fragrance that I have smelled. It has a saltwater taffy sort of vibe going on. And the fair that we have that comes in town actually in September, I remember growing up as a kid and going to it, and as we were exiting, they had these tables where they were selling things, and they always had saltwater taffy, and this really has that vibe. It's kind of like a mix between like a hot ice cream, like melting, and then a saltwater taffy, but it's also very elevated and wearable. It's a little bit more of a summery scent, to be honest, for me, but I also kind of think it's a good transition into fall. I would wear this all year round though. It is absolutely delicious. That's Herb and Root a la Mode. Okay, next up, honestly, if I had to pick one carnival fragrance, this is it. This is Coney Island by Bond Number 9. And this is such a unique and fun fragrance, especially from Bond Number 9. So Bond Number 9 was actually my very, very first dabble into niche about 18 years ago. Fell in love, have several bottles. It really got me thinking about fragrance in a different way. So they do really like unique and beautiful fragrances, but as time has gone by, I realized a lot of them still smell like really awesome designer fragrances. This is so niche smelling gourmand. This is chocolate, lime, tequila. It has guava. It's like caramel salty. It is really fresh at the same time of having this gourmand element going on. It honestly smells like you have battered corn dogs dipped going on in roasting behind you, and maybe you snuck in a margarita into the carnival. You're gonna have a real good time at the carnival. That is what this smells like. And it also kind of smells like fall near a coast at a carnival. It is so delicious. It's kind of, it sounds like it would be a mess, but it really, really works. It's a big time compliment getter for me every time I wear it, especially my husband. He's like, oh, it smells so good. Such a fun one. If you I've always wanted to try Bond Number 9, but you don't like the floral type of vibe and you like more gourmand, absolutely try Coney Island. All right, this next one is extremely unique. This is Americana by Bold Label Perfumes. I absolutely adore his perfumes. Highly, highly recommend if you're a niche person and you want to support a small little niche indie house, you have to try out his fragrances. But this Americana is so unique. I never really smelled anything like this. This is supposed to evoke, you know, like nostalgic America. I think of like small towns, ice cream shops, parlors, barbershops, things like that whenever I think about this fragrance. But it definitely, it has this fruity apricot and peach at the top. It's supposed to have this neroli and ice cream note sort of in the middle, but it also has an oatmeal note that for me, it kind of goes into a grainy wheat corn sort of vibe. So this is definitely gourmand in a like a corn sort of way for me, but it has a little bit of sweetness too. I think of a bowl of cornflakes almost whenever I'm smelling this, but as if I'm putting myself in a carnival atmosphere, I'm thinking about the corn, you know, the big corn husks that are churning, and you've got like the butter drizzled on it. And maybe there's like a little bit of a vanilla element going on. It's as if you took one of those hot corn off the stick, and then you poured a little vanilla ice cream on top and it's dripping down. That's kind of what I get from this. It's very, very unique, kind of very specific niche. I think it's really fun. It's definitely for those that want to experiment with their noses, or if you already love niche, I would definitely recommend this one. This next one is also a really small little indie brand for the scent of it, 21 Candles. I did for sure have this one in my amusement park. And this one is supposed to be celebrating 21. So the way it was described is, you know, you've got like your cake and you've got your maybe a martini or a lemon drop, and then, you know, like the candles going and it's dripping down into the cake. Like that's kind of how it was presented. And I do really get that from this. I'm thinking in a carnival, this would be sugar rimmed lemonade. And maybe you put a little touch of something in this one too. Maybe not tequila this time, maybe a different, you know, white liqueur goes in here. That is what I get from 21 Candles. It's really bright and sweet and fun. Yeah, of course I had to include Imaginary Authors a whiff of a waffle cone, and it is what it is. It smells like a whiff of waffle cone, but almost on the cusp of being burnt. There's a little bit of this charred smoky element to this, but ultimately it smells like a waffle cone. It's so stinking good. If you want to try anything from Imaginary Authors and you are more of a sweet gourmand person, this is absolutely your fragrance. You will smell like a toasty waffle cone. Now I had to cut it down to 20, you guys. I really had 25 at first. And I almost put Skylar Boardwalk in there, but Boardwalk Delight. Instead, I put Dua Sugary Fantasy of Cotton Candy. This smells very similar, only this one is a little bit more toasty. This smells like sugared toasted nuts, pecans with like a little bit of cotton candy. It is called Sugary Fantasy of Cotton Candy, but I get this nutty quality to this. So it's as if you have cotton candy spinning, but you also have those roasted sugar nuts right next to it. And they just kind of like the fumes spin together. That's what you would get from this. This was one of my first Duas that I fell madly in love with, and I still think it is fantastic. All right, next up we have Summertime. And yes, I did put it in a fall carnival video, but this one, even when I got it, I was like, okay, I get summer, but I definitely get fall and would love to wear this in the fall. This is a boozy banana scent. This is port wine, drizzled, caramelly, almost cinnamony banana. So I'm sure somewhere, some carnival somewhere has a banana dessert like that. I think this is sticky and sweet and like a lot of depth. And this would be perfect for like a nighttime carnival, I think. It is delicious. Oh, this is by Pink Mahogany, by the way. Summertime. All right, next we have Xerjoff's Cosmomarati Lyra. And this one has been duped a million times. Even Dolce & Gabbana Devotion smells a little bit similar to this. One of the Forever Moods, I can't think of which one it's called right now, but the yellow one smells very similar to this. But basically this is a lemon vanilla cookie vibe. The type that you have the vanilla wafer cookies and then the inside is that lemony sugary icing. That's mainly what I get from this. It's a really, really gorgeous gourmand. And I know this brand is always thought of as being really pricey, but you guys, I got mine for like $100 off at Joma Shop, which some people may be like, that's still pricey. It is, but for niche and for Xerjoff, that's not bad at all. This is a delightful lemony cookie gourmand. All right, I had this one not that long ago in a video. I can't remember which one it was now, but this is All What Nia Dua. And this smells so much like grape bubblegum. so much. And I said the Big League Chew specifically, maybe even a little bit of a grape soda, although it doesn't have a bubbly effervescent quality to it. So maybe if a grape soda went really flat, but grape soda, not grape juice. This doesn't smell like grape juice because it doesn't have that sort of tangy thing. It's more of a bubblegummy, sweet grape sort of vibe. So I'm just thinking, you know, we've all been walking around somewhere like a carnival and, you know, pick up our foot and we stepped on a big O, you know, gum that's been stuck, spit onto the ground. And like this time, instead of being pink, it's a grape one. I think this is just a fun fragrance. You can get it really, really cheap off of Fragrance Net. I mean, this is a huge bottle. I think I paid like $15 for it. I actually really like this. I think it's fun. I kind of have to be in the mood for it. But I think somewhere like a carnival would be a great place to smell like grape soda, grape bubblegum. Now, Swiss Arabian Casablanca is a much beloved Middle Eastern fragrance that I know gained a lot of popularity about 4 years ago or so. And I was a little bit late on it. I have some others that smell so similar. So I held back for a while and then I purchased it not too long ago. That's why there was not much of a dent in here. And yes, it still smells similar to a couple other fragrances that I have, but this has an apple quality to it, like a caramel apple in a sort of Middle Eastern vibe sort of way. So it doesn't smell like a caramel apple sucker necessarily. It smells like a Middle Eastern perfume without a lot of oud or anything in it, just kind of exotic with a caramel apple vibe is what I really get from this. I know a lot of people love this fragrance. It really is a good one for really cheap. So, you know, it's like caramel apple, carnival, absolutely. All right, you guys, so this is kind of embarrassing because I don't know what this is called. I know it's by Gulf Orchid for sure. I got it sent to me not that long ago and I threw away the box that it came in and the only thing it says on it is Gulf Orchid, unless this here in Arabic is, I can't read it. So I've probably already looked it up and I have it on the screen for you guys, but this is a gorgeous bottle. This is a dupe for Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. A very, very close dupe. And the way that I know that is anytime I wear Love Don't Be Shy, it dries down straight root beer. Identical to root beer, almost a grapey root beer on me. And any of the other dupes, when I first spray them, I'm like, oh, it smells just like it. But then when it dries down, it doesn't really have that root beer quality. This one dries down root beer on me. So it is a very, very close dupe to Love Don't Be Shy. And I kind of have to be in the mood for that. I don't always want to smell like root beer, but I do think it's an easy grab. If you're looking for a dupe for Love Don't Be Shy, this Gulf Orchid one is so, so, so close. And Gulf Orchid is a big conglomerate Middle Eastern distributor. They make fragrances for other brands and things. So, but this is one of their own. And I think, you know, having a root beer at a carnival makes sense to me. All right, next up we have another Middle Eastern. This is Paris Corner Vue Patisserie. And this one is straight up a like vanilla biscotti sort of fragrance. It is very, very sweet, extremely, extremely, extremely gourmand. Do I always see a vanilla biscotti sort of vibe at the carnival? I don't know, but I'm also kind of thinking funnel cake. It's funnel cake-like, not identical to it because it doesn't, it has a little bit more of this kind of smooth caramel thingy going on in here because some carnival somewhere probably has some sort of like coffee and, you know, they stick something like a biscotti in it and you've got lots and lots of cream in there and you've got it wafting in the air. I believe that exists at a carnival. So, but this is very, very gourmand. If you want gourmand sweet, this one is for you. This next one is another Paris Corner. This is Cherry Cola, Amir Cherry Cola. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Mancera's Tonka Cola. I do have Tonka Cola in a good, generous size sample. And honestly, I like this one a little bit better. This has less patchouli in it than the Tonka Cola. And this one has a little bit more of this sort of cherry vibe to it. So it really smells, it smells like a fall kind of spicy, exotic cherry cola. Kind of a woody cherry cola is what this smells like. So I'm imagining a carnival in a wooded area. It's nice and crisp and cold, and you have a cherry cola going on. That is this. This is actually an excellent fragrance. Okay, we have another one by Gulf Orchid. This is Sweet Heaven. And Sweet Heaven obviously is an Angel Share, Killing Angel Share dupe. It's not identical. I really, really like this one a lot. It is kind of boozy, but not overly boozy, I don't think. It has the dates in it, has a nutmeg. It's got this very like fall, it has this almost like apple pie a la mode thing going on, except for with dates, kind of an exotic apple pie. A lot of people have smelled Angel Share, so I'm just trying to think of a different way to frame it. But it's as if you know, they've got bobbing for apples at the carnival. Do people do that anymore? Probably not. That's gross. Put your mouth on it. Blech. Okay, they've got apples there, and they've peeled the apples off, and it's just the white meaty part of the apples, and they've got them soaking in something, maybe like a little bit of brandy, and then like some nutmeg sprinkled on it. It's very fall. It's very sweet. And I definitely think a lot of people would wear this to an event like that, for sure. Okay, next we have one that I always feel bad whenever I bring up fragrances that are no longer available, but this is Gavin Lux Untitled. This is the dupe for the Cirque du Soleil fragrance. And I mean, if you can imagine, Cirque du Soleil put out a fragrance that's supposed to smell like a circus. It's got all the, you know, the gourmands, the popcorn, the cotton candy, all the yummy things. And this is such a good dupe. Well, I haven't smelled that one, but I imagine it's a good dupe. I just know this smells really, really good. She did a great job. I like to still bring up these fragrances, even though they're not available, because I want you to check out the brand. I really like her bottles. This is so delicious. You guys have to check her out. Look at this, so cute. So this is Untitled. If she ever brings it back or decides to bring it back in full stock and you want a dupe of the Cirque du Soleil, this is your girl. All right, the very last, no, I've got two more. Okay, let's do this one first. Commodity Milk. This is not the bold, this is the expressive. I just get this one, not everyone gets this like I do. When I spray this and leave a room and then I come back into the room, it smells exactly like an ice cream shop to me. It smells like delicious vanilla ice cream, but an ever so slight kind of cozy, personal, more like fall way than it would be like a hot summery day ice cream. I get more cozy vibes from this. So I just imagine being, you know, on a roller coaster and just like nuzzled up to my hubby and all, and just smelling kind of like ice cream and cozy and fall. That is Commodity Milk for me. All right, this last one is special. You guys are the first ones. No, you're not. I put it on Instagram stories, but take a moment for this bottle. Can we? How stunning is this? This was a freaking amazing blind buy. Never heard anything about it. Stumbled upon it myself, researching. And this was, I think originally, I don't know how much it was, but I got it really cheap, 20 something bucks, I think, off of Fragrance Net. It's called Mauboussin Star. Mauboussin, I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. Mauboussin Star. Bottle's gorgeous. And you guys, this is one of the prettiest, yummiest gourmands. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. It has like an ever so slight peppy spice to it. Not ultra spicy, just something that takes it from being just like a sugar cookie, a snickerdoodle with a little spicy something in it. And it's toasty, it's cozy, it's sweet, it's gourmand, but very you know, kind of elevated, very wearable, gorgeous bottle. This is one of my favorite finds of the whole year. I'm not gatekeeping it. I'm letting you know. I think this is discontinued, but you can still get it on FragranceNet for really cheap. I'm sure eventually they won't have it anymore. Maybe you guys will sell it out. I don't know. I can't recommend it enough. I recommended it to my friend Janelle and she loves it. She just got it in. So yeah, this, if you want to smell like the tastiest treat at the carnival, this is ya girl. All right, you guys, those are my 20 carnival scents. This was super, super fun for me. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping, and smelling fabulous. Bye.